Society is designed to reward a normal life, average pay, a predictable routine, and perhaps 1 week away every year. If you demand more than that baseline, the system often frames that ambition as greed. Most young people today find themselves paralyzed by a wall of conflicting financial noise. One group pushes crypto. Cryptocurrency is a digital payment system that doesn't rely on banks to verify transactions. Others insist on dropshipping. Dropshipping is a retail fulfillment method where a store purchases an item from a third party and has it shipped directly to the customer. This flood of choices often results in a total freeze, as the fear of picking the wrong path keeps you stationary. Failing to choose triggers the default path. Level 1, drifting. You float through jobs, hoping for luck. Refusing to build your own dream means volunteering to build someone else's. The system extracts your labor for its growth, keeping you stuck at the bottom. Be honest about your current trajectory. Many people claim money doesn't make you happy, but that is a comforting lie the rich have fed the poor for decades. Money buys freedom, and having control over your time is the primary driver of happiness. Staying uncommitted is a choice. It ensures you remain broke and controlled. You cannot build serious wealth through handouts or the lottery. It requires moving past this state of indecision. Breaking out of the drift requires level 2, obsession, the singular decision to prioritize wealth above all else. You cannot become rich while simultaneously trying to learn an instrument or run a marathon. Attempting 12 goals at once dilutes your energy. The market pays you in direct proportion to the value you provide. If you aren't rich yet, it's simply because you haven't yet mastered a skill that the market finds valuable. This brings us to level 3, discovery. Most people think they need a revolutionary idea to make money. However, you don't need to be an innovator. You just need to find a framework that is already generating profit for others. Look for someone who is making money directly from their skills, rather than their personal brand. By identifying their specific high-income skill, whether it's video editing or deal negotiating, you copy their pathway. Mimicking an established framework allows you to bypass years of trial and error. You skip the expensive mistakes of the innovator and move directly into a role that the market is already willing to pay for. Once you have the blueprint, you enter level 4, acceleration. This is the repetitive practice phase. If you're selling products, you launch your first Shopify store. Shopify is an e-commerce platform that allows anyone to set up an online store and sell their products. You must be willing to produce poor results initially to gain the experience necessary for mastery. This chart shows why seeking feedback from friends and family leads to a dead end. Because they want to protect your feelings and usually lack experience in your chosen field, they will provide comforting lies instead of the technical corrections you actually need. Progress requires harsh, constructive criticism from people outside your bubble. You need veterans who can point out exactly why your work isn't meeting market standards so you can pivot your approach. As you refine your skills, you will enter the lonely chapter. You will feel disconnected from childhood friends who slowly fade away, but you aren't yet successful enough to access the networks of the wealthy. To bridge this gap, you must find communities of peers who are also in the grind. The motivation and tactical value from people in the trenches will sustain you through the isolation. This lonely period serves as a mandatory filter. By enduring the isolation and constantly seeking brutal feedback, you are developing the resilience and technical edge that eliminates average competitors. As the skills you practice during the acceleration phase begin to scale, you reach level 5, freedom. You have moved from practicing a skill to owning a high-income system that allows you to work from anywhere in the world. This diagram shows the 2 choices you face once you have significant income. You can spend it all on status symbols to look rich, or you can reinvest that capital into your own skills and assets to build true wealth. Spending money to impress other people steals resources from your future self. Those who have actually achieved wealth are never impressed by a young person blowing their first big paycheck on a luxury car. Your own skill set remains your most valuable asset. While you might eventually move money into index funds, which are portfolios of stocks designed to mirror the performance of a financial market, it is your personal ability to generate value that compounds the most over time. Even after achieving financial autonomy, the habits of continuous learning must remain. Wealthy individuals spend hours every day reading and studying to ensure their skills remain relevant to the market. True wealth comes from the perpetual reinvestment in your own capabilities. This process buys you permanent autonomy from the default system, allowing you to live life entirely on your own terms.